What's up, everybody? Welcome back to a brand spanking new episode of Worlds TV. If you guys are new, make sure you subscribe, like, and comment. Don't forget to turn on that bell notification right at the top. And don't forget to follow us on our social media platforms at Worlds TV on X and Instagram and Worlds TV on TikTok. And today we're going to be talking about the competent Los Angeles mayor by the name of Karen Bass has introduced a new curfew despite saying a couple days ago that these peaceful protests were calm and under control. And also a judge signs with Donald Trump over Newsom, allowing Donald Trump to deploy the troops over to California to calm that chaos that is going on over in that city. As Gavin Newsom is just watching it burn to the motherfucking ground. He does not give a damn about you guys whatsoever. But we're going to share this screen. This is a video that was posted by Benny Johnson. And this is a video of Karen Bass introducing a curfew in Los Angeles, despite her saying that the protests were peaceful, calm, and everything is under control. Take a look.
That I have declared a local emergency and issued a curfew for downtown Los Angeles to stop the vandalism, to stop the looting. Many businesses have now been affected by or vandalized. Last night, there were 23 businesses that were looted. And I think that if you drive through downtown LA, the graffiti is everywhere and has.
But again, Karen Bass, you said that everything was fine. You said that everything was under control, that there was no need for LAPD to get any type of reinforcements, any type of further help. That's what you said. Now you're completely changing your tune. You lied to the people of Los Angeles, California. You are a piece of shit. Even so, when the LAPD deputy even came out and said that they were overwhelmed. They were overwhelmed with the amount of stuff, the looting, the destruction of and chaos that was going on. You refused to send them resources that they were begging to get. So I don't have any sympathy for you, Karen Bass. I don't give a damn about what you're saying because everything that comes out of your fucking mouth is nothing but horse shit. It's horse manure. Absolutely, utterly ridiculous. You can't make this up. You can't make this up at all. Now, the same Karen Bass who is saying that, hey, you know what? We're fine. We don't need police forces. And again, I'm just gonna show you guys since you guys don't believe me. We're gonna be like, hey, pull up the source. This is the exact video of the LAPD chief saying we're overwhelmed. After the fact that 500 Marines were sent to deployed to help out and try to de-escalate the violent protest that turned into a straight out riot in California. Take a look.
To be able to have a chance to be able to take these people into custody and to be able to hold them accountable. We are overwhelmed as far as the number of people out there engaged in this type.
Yes, he said we're overwhelmed. They didn't have enough resources at all. But we're going to go back to Karen Bass. You know, she's even asking for this is you can't make this shit up. Karen Bass is even asking for local community members to come in and help clean up the mess that she refused to help prevent in the first place. Even saying that the vandalism is so extensive, so extreme that the city will not be able to host the World Cup and calling it an all hands on deck situation. No, it's not an all hands on deck situation. It is a your hands on deck situation because you are the one who refused to give resources and more assistance to LAPD when they were demanding, they were begging for it. And now you're leaving the people of Los Angeles to clean up after your fucking mess. This would have never, ever happened if you did your job as a mayor and sent out the resources to try to prevent this protest from becoming violent and dangerous. Take a look at what she had to say.
Especially of the graffiti that is just blanketing a number of blocks has been extensive. We are 1 year away from the World Cup. This is about beautifying our city and bringing our city together. And so I am calling on business leaders, community leaders, faith leaders to come together downtown in the next few days to talk about how we are going to clean up the city. Obviously, city workers are already out there removing the graffiti, but this is so extensive, it's going to take community wide involvement. We
Mhm.
had launched a program called Shine LA a couple of months ago in preparation for.
All right, that's enough of that garbage. But you hear what she had to say, that she is calling on community leaders to come out and help remove the graffiti, the vandalism, to help clean up the violence, the destruction that she did not even want to help prevent. Even so, that there's this alleged report, that this alleged post, that Karen Bass was the one who did not want to send any help for the LAPD. This is from Defend the LAPD. It looks like it's an Instagram post. As when it happened towards the riots, Mayor Karen Bass bypassed established protocol. She called the IC for a briefing, then called the chief of police to tell him what to do by personally directing operations. Bass functioned as a de facto incident commander in direct conflict with the city's emergency operations plans and national incident management protocols. The breach of chain command prevented the incident commander from making crucial operations. So therefore, she was the incident commander and refused to send help to law enforcement that needed the fucking help. And now she has the unmitigated gall, the disgusting proclamation to come out and say, hey, LA community, we're going to need your help to clean up the mess that I had a hand in not preventing in the first fucking place. This is the same mayor who was not even in Los Angeles as her city was burning to the ground due to the LA fires, because she didn't make sure that the fire hydrants in Los Angeles had enough water so that the firefighters can do their job and put out those devastating and destructive fires. This is the same mayor who couldn't even make sure the water reservoirs were turned on so that the firefighters can do their job properly and put out those devastating and destructive fires. I don't even think LA homeowners were given funding by the city, by the state, to rebuild their homes that were purposely destroyed by Gavin Newsom and Karen Bass. Their incompetence is something that you can't make up. Hollywood film writers can't even come up with how incompetent and stupid their political leaders in California are. You can't make this shit up, guys. You can't make this shit up. And let's go over to Governor Gavin Newsom, and as Trump likes to call him, Gavin Newsom. Apparently, he tried to file a lawsuit to the Trump administration for his wrongful use of the deployment of the National Guard, which did not go so well. So it looks like Gavin Newsom's um excuse me. It looks like Gavin Newsom's lawsuit against Trump was denied. The federal judge sided with Trump over Newsom and will not force Trump to withdraw the National Guard and Marines. So again, because it was deemed as understandable and approachable by the United States president to use the National Guard in situations where he deemed fit. And when you see destruction, chaos, anarchy, looting, vandalism, the president, yes, has the right to send National Guard troops to a city, and that is under the Insurrection Act of 1807. The president can't do that, guys. If the governor or the mayor is not taking any steps to protect its own citizens and its property in said state, the president has be all end all power to come and send national troops to whatever city he sees fit to stop more chaos and violence from happening. So we have to be understanding about where we're getting our false information from, where we get our information from, excuse me, because I've seen so many people on TikTok who think that they're political commentators come on and say that Trump had no right to send the National Guard, which in fact he does, because the LA mayor wasn't doing it. Governor Gavin Newsom wasn't doing it. So he had to come in and do their job for them. And again, I want everybody to understand where I'm coming from. I'm all for protests, guys. I'm all for you guys coming out and exercising your First Amendment right, freedom of speech. Because if you, I do not agree 100% in Trump's deportation. I'm for mass deportation. I'm not for mass dehumanization and deportation because we have heard horror stories of people getting wrongfully detained by ICE and deported who are US citizens. We have heard horror stories of families being pulled away, ripped apart, separated. We have seen horror stories of ICE going into stores, taking away parents from their children, going into kids' graduation, whether it's middle school, elementary, high school, college, being arrested in public, taken away from their loved ones, and being shipped away, being deported after finding out that they are actually legal US citizens. That is completely wrong. But for those who are committing the violent crime, the undocumented immigrants who are committing murders, rape, sex trafficking, drug trafficking, kidnapping, you do not deserve an ounce of humanization because guess what? They arrest US citizens who commit those same crimes with the same inhumanization. So that makes you no different from them. You commit those crimes, you deserve harsh punishment. But for those who are here illegally, they're not committing any crimes. They're paying taxes. They're trying to make a better life for themselves and their family. This is the exact same thing what Hillary Clinton said a couple years ago. You have them pay a hefty fine because at the end of the day, you broke the nation's immigration laws. But you stay here, you pay a hefty fine. You're not bothering anybody. You're a contributing working member of society. We'll leave you alone. Leave them alone. But the fact that Trump, who is carrying out these deportations, the mainstream media wants to call this man Adolf Hitler, wants to call this man a dictator when the same president that they love, Barack Obama, literally said this a couple of years ago, way back then, if you plan to enter the United States illegally, your chances of being caught
If you're a criminal,
and
you'll be
back
deported.
just went up. Take a look.
If you plan to enter the U.S. illegally, your chances of getting caught and sent back just went up.
And this is the same guy who was nicknamed the deporter in chief, deported anywhere between 3 million to 5 million undocumented migrants, whether they were criminals or non criminals. You're still considered a criminal in the eye of the United States law because you entered a country illegally. This is the thing that I don't get. Other countries have immigration laws, rules, and regulations and policy. For an example, I can't go to fucking Austria, Germany, Japan, Russia, live there, get a job there, stay there, start my life there, and not face any type of consequences. In other countries, you might get immediately thrown in prison. If not, you could get killed. In the United States, they're catching you and sending you back to wherever you came from. Other countries, they're not going to give you that same treatment. They're not going to give you that same leeway. They're not going to give you that same easiness. But here they're catching you, whether it's inhumane or dehumane, they're catching you and sending you back to where you came from. But when a president that everybody loves, I love Barack Obama, still do, says that if you plan to enter the country illegally, your chances of being caught and sent back just went up. The same man who said that immigration, illegal immigration, is a quote, humanitarian crisis. We need to be consistent on both sides, whether you're a hardcore left Democrat or a hardcore right Republican or even an extreme MAGA racist son of a bitch. The consistency needs to be spread across when it comes to this topic of immigration. It has to be consistent. We can't keep saying, oh, well, you know, I'm for this and that. No, 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 no. Your same president that you voted in, a Democrat, was very anti against illegal immigration. Exact same policy that he's following on Obama, but when Trump does it, because the media creates a narrative that he's racist, and you have those hardcore MAGA people on the right who feed into that, who are actually truly racist, that's a way for them to say, oh, this guy's not a good guy. But the guy that you voted in 2008, 2012 said the exact same thing he's saying, except the media didn't paint him as the second coming of Adolf Hitler. The media loved him. So what's the difference? Now, again, am I condone of how ICE is conducting these deportations? No, not at all, not 100%. But at the end of the day, they are there to do their job because guess what? The previous administration did not do their fucking job. The previous administration had an open border policy that let anywhere between 13 to 20 million undocumented illegal immigrants into this country who are bringing crimes, sex trafficking, rapists, murderers, gang members, kidnapping children. And now it is this administration's job to go and fix what the last administration did poorly. So there are going to be some mistakes. If you have 13 million undocumented immigrants here and you're catching some of them who are actually legally U.S. citizens, you take accountability for your fuck up. And I feel that Donald Trump is not taking accountability. The Trump administrations are not taking accountability for making mistakes. But mistakes are going to be made when you're dealing with millions of people who are here illegally. That's the point. That's the fucking point. And these protests are spreading like wildfire. Hell, right now, New York is looking like California 2.0. Somebody posted this on X. Pure madness on the streets outside the entrance of the Brooklyn Bridge, or NYPD is trying to keep people on the sidewalks. It's going to start happening everywhere. Look at this. Look at this madness, guys. And this is why I tell everybody, yo, at the end of the day, I'm all for protesting. It is your First Amendment right. I hear you guys, what you guys are saying. I'm with you. But at the end of the day, when you're going up against people who have weapons, who are part of law enforcement, whether it's the National Guard, military, Marines, Navy, whatever the case may be, they have guns, bullets, and weapons of mass destruction. We don't. You guys don't. So you're going to lose 10 times out of 10. They have no problem with tackling you to the ground and arresting you if you put your hands or assault a law enforcement officer, especially a federal law enforcement officer. The reason why the protests in Minneapolis, which I'm going to call a riot, the riots in Minneapolis worked was because there was little to no law enforcement in that state. They watched that city burn to the fucking ground. Tim Walz let that city burn to the ground. It was necessary, right? Because guess what? Now we have police officers that are forced by law to wear body cam footage cameras because they are known for lying when they arrest people. So now they are held accountable for their bullshit and racist actions. Some of them, not all of them. But that's the reason why we are here now when in terms of police wearing body cam footage. But when you have a president or a political leader or a governor or a mayor, whatever the case may be, who is not afraid to send law enforcement to keep law and order in their city or state that they govern, they're not going to be afraid to arrest you guys. So this is why I tell people, just be peaceful. If you want to burn some shit to the ground and destroy property and destroy businesses, go right ahead. But at the end of the day, you're hurting more small and local businesses than big businesses. The big businesses, they're fine. They're worth billions of dollars. They got all the money in the world. They do not have to worry about nothing. But when you're dealing with small business owners, those who are on a tight budget already, you destroy their stores, they're going to be bankrupt. They're going to be absolutely bankrupt. So we have to be careful of what type of business you're targeting. Because at the end of the day, just like Karen Bass just said, she's calling on local community leaders to come in and help clean up the mess. A situation that she could easily help avoid. Same thing Governor Gavin Newsom. A situation, a mess that he could have easily helped prevent it. But now, for example, I'm going to show you guys right here, a family-owned jewelry store. The owner was in tears after looters destroyed his family business. You think Karen Bass, you think Governor Newsom is going to come in and give this guy any type of money to help repair his store, to help replace the jewelry that was stolen, to help fix the vandalism that was committed to his property? Hell no. So that's why I tell people, yeah, Calm the fuck down. Y'all thinking just destroying property is gonna fix shit. You don't know who that's affecting because now that business owner is gonna be bankrupt, go out of business. They're not gonna get help from the state or the city. Are you gonna give your own hard-paying dollars to come fix what you destroyed? No. How is stealing sneakers from a shoe store? How is stealing jewelry from a jewelry store going to help your message against ICE deportations, wrongful ICE deportations? It's not. So you have these people who want to join in a protest. All it takes is one person for a protest to easily turn violent because wow, a whole bunch of people, a whole bunch of followers. They see one person looting, flipping over cars, burning stuff, vandalism. Now 5, 10, 15 people want to do it. That 5, 10, 15, 20 people multiplies into hundreds. And now it's like the plague. It spreads everywhere. So you can't just go arrest, okay, who started this? They got to go arrest the people who are doing it. And they will arrest you and they will prosecute you to the full extent of the law, undocumented or U.S. citizen. You gotta be careful, guys. Yeah, y'all out here doing all this stupid shit and thinking that there's not gonna be no consequences for your action. Think again. Think again. Like Maxine Waters talk about she ain't see no violence. What do you call this?
And even those
Fires everywhere, throwing shit at cars, smoke, vandalism of property. Come on, man. But I'm gonna end this video because I talked a lot. You know, Newsom lost. The military, the National Guard, the Marines are on California soil as we speak right now because it was deemed an insurrection. It was deemed a dangerous environment for U.S. citizens. And this is the lawsuit. I was just looking it up that Gavin Newsom filed an emergency motion to block Trump's illegal deployment of Marines and National Guard in Los Angeles, which again, Gavin Newsom is a stupid piece of shit because Trump has 100% authority to send the National Guards to a city under circumstances by the Insurrection Act of 1807, where the president deems it is unsafe, a rebellion has happened, an insurrection has happened, and he needs to send them out to protect the citizens and the property of said state being attacked. But I'm going to leave it there for you guys. What do you guys think about this? Do you agree, disagree with my commentary? Leave your comments down below. Smash the like button. Subscribe to the channel. I'll catch you guys later, man. Stay easy. God bless. Peace. I'm out.